Hey there Internet, Keav here and welcome to the Cars of Keav YouTube channel. In this video we're going over the active foam cannon. They just released this not even a week ago. I figured I had to go ahead and get it no matter what it looked like, just to go ahead and they had two models, a brass and a stainless steel. Figured I would grab the stainless steel model right here because I'm all about that quality. But it is the exact same thing between the two. The only difference is the materials that are used for the metal of the manifold right here. Now I'm kind of in a pickle here because I love Active. I love their VE52. I'm going to love their 2.0 coming. They're an innovative company and I love innovation. 5-piston pump, the cheapest 2.0 gallon per minute pressure washer that's out there. And it actually does what it says it does. But I just don't know. Did they rush this to market? I don't know who was behind this. This right here is not Active. Quality wise with the metals on this, yeah, I mean, these are really good. But there are so many things about this foam cannon that just kind of, I gotta tell you, I don't know how enjoyable this is gonna be unless this foam's amazing. Now you tell me, is there a difference between the two? Because I guarantee you if I bought the brass model of this, you would not be able to tell one single difference between these two, outside of the fact that they used a slightly different type of quick disconnect. We'll go through the gambit of the Keav score. We'll kind of summarize it here. At the end, we'll show all the actual individual scores. Bottle, from an ergonomic standpoint, it's okay. It's thinner than most bottles. It does have ribs on it that allow you to hold. From a balance standpoint, it's actually pretty well balanced. Plastics are decent, they're okay. There's nothing special about it. The bottle, it looks very transparent, so it's gonna be able to show you the color of the liquid pretty well. You're gonna be able to see in there. The plastic on metal, I hate it, but it does have one of the long, really thick tubes. So, and it hits the bottom, and then you kind of have to force it down into the corner because it's straight, it's not bent, in order to be able to screw it down. Knob on top, same as a lot of the other ones. It's the narrow top, hard plastic. Hurts your hands when you're trying to make sure that it's at max. So for your cost, it was $60, $59.99. The brass is $44.99, so it's like 45 bucks for the brass model, 60 bucks for the stainless steel. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, this would have been fine. But now, with what's out there, like I said, I don't know if this was a rush to market. I don't think they did a whole lot of research on this because they posted about it on social media. They posted a YouTube video about it, and that was what the comment section was all about. Why the narrow neck? Why not this? Why not that? Those are big things nowadays. Since there are no markings, 100 milliliters is what we have in here of soap. That's our normal dilution ratio we use for foam cannons. Is a 10:1. You can see right here the line. About halfway between this and the bottom, so that kind of gives you a good gauge of where to go if you don't have any other way to measure. They say it's 1,000 milliliters. It's not. So what we do is we fill the bottle all the way to the top, then we put the straw and the top in, because any liquid that gets pushed out now is liquid that can't be measured, right? Then once that top is fully on there, then you take the top out, then you would weigh the bottle empty first, then you would weigh all of the liquid and it together, deduct your tare weight, which is the weight of the bottle, off, convert that to pounds. Then we do a pounds to milliliter conversion on the internet, and it came out to 955 milliliters. Here's your leak test. There's 2 leak tests. So you have your one like that where it sits and then it will stop leaking, right? But then give it a little squeeze, give it a little shake, and then water will start coming out of all places. When you turn it out, all that stuff that came out and settled in the cap. Now this is a pretty nice little quick disconnect. Has a very large diameter 17 millimeter nut right there. Nice O-ring. Seats very well, seals very well. So we're swish up the Gtechniq W4 diluted 10:1. Well, it's like 9.5 to 1 or something like that, because it's only 955 milliliters in here, right? All right, we have changed the orifice out to a 1.1 that was supplied in the box, like I said before, for the Keav score. Whatever's in the box is what's tested. So if they only send you one orifice, then that's all that gets tested. It didn't get thick. It did stick to the panel really well. It's dwelling off. I had made a video before about washing and why spraying directly onto a dry car is better, and it actually says that in their instructions. Do not spray it onto a wet vehicle, because it not only makes it harder for it to stick and get the dirt off, but actually kind of dilutes your soap too. So there's already water on there, so you're diluting your solution even more. You can see it working off there, and this is the same spray pattern I use on just about every car. I like maybe like a half panel's worth of coverage. I don't like to do the full fan spray because you don't get as good a foam. You can see how it got on there. It had the aeration. It did have a little bit of that dimpling, which is, you know, the aeration to thicker foam, and then it immediately turns and starts swelling. Like I said, even look over here, it is still really on the surface. It's really dwelling off well. I said before, there's a 1700, there's the Active V52. We're going to change the orifice to a 1.25 just to see. We know what the results are going to be. Now, like I said, this is a 1.25 on a pressure washer that's only pushing 1.2 GPM. Don't expect much out of this foam. You can see, there's just not enough restriction to allow it to aerate the soap. Water is pushing like crazy out here. And we are full max on our knob here. That's the difference between a 1.25 and a 1.1. Now let's run this 1.25 on the Active V52. I don't even see there's a reason to show a close-up of that. You can tell it's just crappy foam. Oh, now we have the Active hooked up. Oh, it's so much better, especially rinsing. Oh, let's pour water. Let's see how well this foams now. All right, 1.25 max, 10:1 dilution ratio, Gtechniq W4, Active V52. Not what I expected at all. I really thought that was going to be good. The 1.1 with the 1700 works pretty well. The 1.25 with the Active V52, I don't know. Here we go up close. It even takes it a minute to get the pressure going. I mean, it sticks pretty good. It's definitely not thick. It was better with the 1700 with the 1.1. And the Active, actually, this is brand new. It's the first time I ever used this Active. It was struggling there for a minute. It took a minute for it to get the soap. Let's try that again. See how long? Then we get power. Huh. Just to go to show that it's not the Active, we're going to start it here and do the rinse, and you're going to notice that there's no change in flow. There's something with building pressure in that manifold to be able to suck that soap through. Something is going on. It takes it a minute or two to get that pressure. See, we're getting that amazing flow. Okay, now I know I said before with the new Keav score that I wasn't going to be doing you know, comparisons, but this is just a satisfaction thing for this video. I feel like I haven't given you the amount of foam that you deserve, so we're going to pour all of the dilution. Now look at that narrow neck. Look how much longer it takes to pour that crap out into an MJJC Pro version 2 1.25 millimeter with the Active. See what it does. Okay, here's the foam you deserve. There's not much foam left in here. Let's figure it out. That's what I'm talking about. And at one point, this cost $60, the same price that this Active does. But this right here at $60, even though it's stainless steel, the brass one at $45. That's not in the right price range. It's, you're not getting anything for it. If it was in a lower price range, I would be okay with it. But it's in a price range where it needs to have features. Like I said, I think they just rushed this to market. So after all that, the active stainless got a 63.5. Now down to the nerdy numbers. So let's go over the Keav score in detail. The active stainless ranked 9 out of the 10 foam cannons that I've done. Like I said, I have 4 or 5 more to go. It got a 7 in foam. It didn't foam awesome. It didn't foam bad with the 1.1. But you notice with that 1.25, even with the active pressure washer, it was weird. It was really weird. 5.9 on the bottle, 6.3 on function, 5.0 on cost, quality 7, and innovation 5.7. So let's go to the individual categories. On the bottle, we got an 8 for balance because it actually does balance pretty good. Marking 0, has no markings on it whatsoever. Visibility of 8, it's actually pretty transparent compared to others. The neck, 5, narrow neck, absolutely hate it. I would give lower scores, but there could be a worse neck down the road, who knows. Capacity 4.5, they said holds 1,000, it holds 955, so you got a half taken off for that. Shape, I gave it 8, it's pretty decent shape. I kind of like it, it's maybe a little smaller than I would want. Ergonomics 8, not bad, has little ribs in there so you can hold it, and it's not truly thick, so it does fit in your hand pretty well. So we got bottle, the cap, I mean there's not much going on here, it's just a metal thread on plastic, gave it a 6. Leak 7, you saw it didn't leak horribly bad, but it didn't leak great either. You just shook it, you squeezed it, it leaked regardless. The turn knob 6 because it's this hard stuff, I don't like it. Nozzle, gave it the exact same as Selkie because it's the exact same thing as a Selkie. Spray pattern 6, exact same thing. Suction tube 6 as well, it's just a normal suction tube. Weight, it did get a 7, it got lower than the Selkie, but it did get more than some others because it only weighed about 17-18 ounces, so it got a score of 7. Cost, $60, so it gets a 5. Quality does much higher in quality, got a 9 because of the stainless. Plastics weren't great, 6. Plating 6, there's no plating. Machining, slightly better machining process, gave it a 7. So here's innovation, this is where it's going to score really bad. The cap got 6, nozzle 5. Like I said, there's not much for me to say, there's nothing there. 6 for the manifold. The quick connect was actually really good, it's one of the better ones that I've seen. Hand tight, don't need a wrench. Does really well. The suction tube, I mean, the bottle, there's really nothing much there either. 5. So I mean, there you go, and there's your totals, 63.5. And I gotta tell you, I am truly disappointed. Active is such a great company. Everything they've done so far has been great. Their communication, their transparency to the community. Go check out their YouTube channel. They talk about everything that's coming along and everything is so great and innovative and this and this. And then they drop this. And even in the video that they posted online for YouTube, I was worried already before I even bought it, because the video they showed, the foam wasn't good at all, and they sprayed it on this huge wide pattern. I don't know if they're truly in touch with that detailing community when it comes to foam cannons and how they operate. They're getting that way now, and this may be the case. This may have already been in development before they knew all this, and they were just finally had the production and finally got it to market. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure they'll come out with a better version. Maybe there's a pro version coming down the line. So down the road, this will get better. Everything going on here, like I said, there's a video series on building this out to be an indoor wash bay. Super thanks has been added to the channel, so if I ever give you any information that you thought was valuable and you wanted to tip, you can. You don't have to. Links will be in the description below for anything in the video. I get a little bit of a cut of that, but it doesn't cost you any more. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Did you hear that? I flushed that toilet like a millisecond after I finished that last piece. Hey there, Internet, Keav here, and welcome to the Cars Week. Oh my, am I? Hey there, Internet, Keav here, and welcome. That's not focused on a specific point. It's not locked in. And in this video, we are going over. Hey there, Internet, Keav here, and welcome to the Cars and Keav YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. Now, on this right here, it does have a different, but this. Okay, it's the kind of. Do I got water all over my. I do have water all over my lens.